We've got some big news as Al Horford will be coming back for this Boston Celtics team next year. That's right, he will not be working at Canes. He will not be retiring. He'll be coming back with this team for at least one more season to push for Banner 19. And this is huge for the veteran who still has a lot of basketball to shine and play with on this championship squad. We'll be diving in, looking at everything revolving around Al Horford in this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Velez. Before we dive in, before we get into all of this news, you guys have been absolutely crushing it on the videos, and the support definitely does not go unnoticed. So if you guys still do enjoy that content, hit that like button, and I'm so appreciative of everybody commenting and liking the recent videos. Without further ado, though, let's dive into the topic at hand. Make sure to grab a snack. And like I mentioned, Al Horford is coming back, ladies and gentlemen. He will be playing with this Celtics squad at least one more season with the green and at least pushing for banner 819 because he is under contract at least for one more year. And people thought he could possibly retire at the fact that he's 38 years old, even though he still had a year remaining on his contract. But that is not the case for the big man. As we look at this quote here from Al Horford, courtesy where he talked to TMZ, courtesy of Noah Dalzell on Twitter, Al Horford said, "There's no question about it. I don't know why those speculations were even out there that I was like retiring, but I'm still playing and I'm very excited for next season. And I'm glad to hear that Al Horford is definitely coming back next season because he was a key and integral piece for the Celtics' success this year, especially with Kristaps Porziņģis going down in the playoffs. He never slowed down on the defensive side. He stepped up on the offensive side, hitting some big time shots, and that is resemblance in his numbers as well. If we want to look at Al Horford's stats from the year, we can see he embodied that true grizzled veteran role. 8.6 points, 6.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists on one block per game, and around a half a steal per game, with less than a turnover and less than a foul and a half per game. Shooting 51% from the field, 42% from three, and shooting 43% from corner threes. 100% from his threes are assisted on. This man is absolutely a electric factory shooting from that 3-point range, and I trust him in that corner. We've seen multiple times throughout this season, this year, where Al Horford came up clutch, hitting 5, 6 threes, regardless if it was the regular season or it was the playoffs. He stepped up and delivered for this squad when they needed him most. And again, he was the captain of that stay ready squad, a guy who really ultimately unlocked a bunch of these players on this Celtics team. So with that news, with now knowing that Al Horford is going to be staying, let's kind of look at what the Boston Celtics have with their salary cap. We've broken this down in a bunch of recent videos here, but as you guys know, Jaylen Brown received that massive contract extension that he was worth every single penny for last offseason, getting that $300 million contract extension, which kicks in this season. Porzingis and Holiday were acquired via trade, and both of them were extended either prior to the season or during the season, with Holiday's case for at least 2 to 3 more seasons as well. With Tatum getting his Supermax extension this offseason, with the numbers already being basically printed out for us, and when he puts the ink to the paper, it will be done. Derrick White is also pushing for a contract extension where he wants to remain in Boston, and Brad Stevens wants to keep him as well. When you look at that, that leaves obviously the sixth guy, the guy who took that step back, but ultimately did it for the success of the team, and that's Al Horford, the veteran, making around $9 million. So as we all know, this team is strapped with cap. It is going to be tough to make moves around the edges, but the one good thing about this Celtics squad is a majority of the players are coming back. If you look and see at the free agent list, Luke Cornett's a free agent, Svi Mykhailiuk's a free agent, Xavier Tillman's a free agent, and they have a team option on Sam Hauser and Neemias Queta. Rumors are that they declined the Sam Hauser option, team option, to get a long-term extension, something similar to Peyton Pritchard's contract, done with that. So let me know how you guys feel about that possibly happening. With Al Horford returning, what does this kind of mean for this big man group? Obviously, we know we have Horford, we know we have Porzingis. Tillman and Cornette are both free agents, but the Celtics have the bird rights, I believe, for both of them. I know they have it for Tillman, so they could bring both of those guys back on comfortable team deals if they felt necessary or wanted to come back. And then obviously they have O'Shea Brissett and Jordan Walsh. Now, O'Shea Brissett, a little bit of a teaser, maybe a little bit of a sneak peek for you guys. If you guys did not know, O'Shea Brissett's 2.4 player option deadline is today. This was from Reddit from tomorrow, due courtesy of Keith Smith. So Do you guys think he'll opt in? Do you guys think he won't? Let us know down below in the comment section, because we'll have a video later today regarding on that, kind of going into detail, kind of talking about is O'Shea going to stay, and if he does stay, what that means for the Celtics, or if he does opt out of his player option, what that means for the Celtics possibly looking to replace a guy in O'Shea. But ultimately, I think they'll bring back O'Shea Brissett. I think he wants to stay with this squad. So having a nice front court of Brissett, who plays small ball 4 and 5, Walsh, who can play the 4. You have Horford, who plays the 4 and the 5, KP, who plays the 4 and the 5. If you bring Kata back, he can play the 5. Tillman, who can play the 4 and the 5. And you have Luke Cornett, who can play the 5. That is 7, and I repeat, 7 quality bigs that you have under contract, under this roster that you can use. And as we saw with this Celtics team, the front court needs to be the most stacked position at depth due to some instances. We saw Kristaps Porziņģis have a plethora of injuries throughout the entire season and into the playoffs. And even though Al Horford, Luke Cornett, Xavier Tillman, O'Shea Brissett stepped up in those playoffs, we need to see guys like that do it again with this team going into next season, especially with their development into this core. Obviously, them continuing to grow will be huge for the Celtics' success. Al Horford also is getting older in age, can't really play in back-to-backs as we saw this season. And if the Celtics want him to, preserve his longevity and be able to, be fantastic on the defensive side and come off those screen switches, be able to hit those 4 threes in the corner, and be able to get those 3 blocks, they might want to dwindle and reduce Al's role a little bit. Maybe give him, 5 to 6, maybe less minutes, but give him that more impactful time. Play him in that, final 4 minutes of the games, or give him that impact rebound, or get him out there on the court when the Celtics need that big 3 from their bench. Obviously, I still think Al will have a big contribution role with this Celtics squad, but with him obviously getting older in age, you want to integrate some guys like Tillman, like Cornett, like Brissett, like name is Kata, possibly a guy that they could look at in the draft to possibly get some more talent in that front court to possibly develop for when Horford eventually does retire, or for when Kristaps Porziņģis does, not hopefully, but if he does get an injury that's like this year's, where he's out for an extended period of time, you have somebody to kind of take over and to kind of fill in those minutes. Now, obviously, we already saw that with a bunch of productive guys that are a little bit younger, but with them still staying in this program and still developing, I only see that production getting better for this Celtics team. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section about Al Horford. Kind of did a video already recently, but he did confirm himself that he will be coming back to this Boston Celtics team next season with this pursuit of going for banner 18. And I think that is huge for the Boston Celtics success this year. You need a guy in Al Horford who's going to be there, who is wanting to be out there on every single night, and he is going to do that for you, and I guarantee that. Al Horford, huge contributor, huge veteran, true definition of a stay ready mentality, and ultimately was the perfect player for the Boston Celtics. He still can be a starter in this league, I swear on it. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. But before we head out, as you guys know, we have to get to the comment of the day. Drop down your thoughts, drop down how you guys are feeling, and we'll get to you. You could be featured possibly on comment of the day. But today's comment of the day goes up to my boy Shiv Patel here, who had a hilarious comment this morning that made me laughing while I woke up, talking about my latest video about Kendrick Perkins not allowed being at the Boston Celtics celebrations. And he says, "We don't need that energy, Boston. Carry the hell on." And that's right, Shiv. Perkins can carry the hell on, because all his nonsense, all his talk about Joe Mazzulla, the Jays, this whole team in general was absolute bonkers. And due to the fact of that, I respect the Celtics' decision for not allowing him to celebrate with them. He was hating on from the beginning. Can't switch sides and celebrate now that we won, Perk. Anyways, thank you guys so much for the support. It really does mean a lot. If you guys do enjoy the content, if you guys are still here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. The content is never going to stop. It will not slow down throughout the entire off season. And we're going to be starting live streams next week. We'll have a date, we'll have a time announced, we'll get it up going. Going to be a draft preview one, should be exciting. Hope to catch you all there. Once again, I'm Bruce Velez. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Celtics Digest. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and go Boston Celtics.